Hello to everyone, this is Vishal and now we are important session of the day, that's be the room. And why room, what is room, and how we can implement it in Android. So that's the task today. And in this session we also be described to you that how we can implement the room with RxJava so we can get access our methods with like a async task or in a threads. So that's the important way we can use the room. And those who are working with the local database, like just like your Sqllite, so lot of coding be there. We have to implement the classes and then get access the database, and lot of queries methods be there. So that be very easy in a room. Wherever we want, we work with the local database or SQLite, so we can use the room. That is the very good library by we can handle these things. Okay, so as just you see a theory on my screen, so there be the lot of stuffs as we are working like that simple SQLite work. We need the methods, open database, likewise that SQLite cursor factories be there, and DP helper classes we need to get access the data. So that's very easy because of we are working with the annotations here. Okay, so the room provides an abstraction layer over the SQLite and apps that handle the non-trivial amounts of structured data. That means there will be a lot of database, some web services, and if you want to sync it or want to work with the offline also, if you want to sync with that to your local database, so that's very easy in this using the room with RxJava. So that means cache relevant issues we can handle it easily. So room take care of these concerns, and we can make it very easily the programs using the room. That means we can handle a database very easily using the room. How I will implement it and write to you today. First, the three major parts of the room be: number one, you have to put the database. That should be abstract. Okay, so that's be some rules and regulation to work with the room. Okay, I will describe you. So that's the contain the database holder and serves as the main access point of the underlying connections. And number two, we have to extend the room database there because of there is the class. Once you compile the room, uh, then we have a class that we extend the class the room database. Then we have a DAO and room.database builder we have to implement, or room.in memory database builder. So today I will show to you how the room.database builder works. Okay, and the entity we need a model for that particular, just like a student, user, whatever you want to do, and DAO, that is a data access object. So the three major concerns be: we have a database, entity, and DAO. So you have to make three files in Android and then work on it. And one is one file to get access the things of the database on your main activity or a view model wherever you want. So this is the, if you see the screen, this is the diagram. Below you can see that we have entity, SQLite, DAO, and that is the room database. So by which we can get access the repository, live data, view model, wherever you want. If you want to work with the view model, you can access these things be here. And if you want to work with a simple activity, so you can work because of you already know the MVVM or view model things, so you can do that. But I'm just showing to you with the how we can use it in the main activity because of just with a little work, because of we have to give the emphasis on how the room works and plus how the RxJava works with the room. So that's be easy. If you see this screen, we have a room database, data access object, and that is your app, or that is the entity. So three things be we interact with the app. Okay, and here we have a SQLite database, DAO, room database. What is the room database? Actually, that's the class, or we can say it is the layer on the top of the SQLite database that take care of the mundane tasks that you use to handle the SQLite open helper. So no need of this, you just put it the database, room database, and then that access the things very easily. Or if you want to insert, delete, you want to get the list from select queries, so you can do it very easily using the using these. Then we have a repository, view model, and live data. So I do not want to talk today this repository, view model, live data. I will describe to you in the other tutorial how the live data view model works with this. So here are some compilations and annotations we have. So we have to compile this on the build Gradle and then work on that. And here I'm today will show to you that how a simple user database we have to create, and the user DAO be there and user model be there. Any you can take it, a student, employee, simple user. So that. So today I will make it the simple user, and there with the ID be there, and I have to put the first name and last name of the tutor and get list of that. And here the RxJava roles. So as you see that we need some background processes to get access the services or your backend local databases. So that's the RxJava. We can implement it very easily. And on the RxJava topic, I already described to you the observable field in my first tutorial. Today I will show to you how the flowable field work. So the difference is observable works when an item and terminate with the success or an error event. But the flowable view, that means we have to which follow the control how fast a source emit items. So that's the basic difference, nothing else. You can use any one of them, but I will show to you the flowable today. And completable also I will describe to you. That means either you have to complete the task. That means we have a runnable state, just like a thread. So that's the thread in the your RxJava. So basically by RxJava we have a schedulers. That means we run the thread and we can get access the data asynchronously, that is on the background of your processing. And I will describe to you the schedulers. Today I will show you two schedulers on the RxJava. Number one is how they use the schedulers IO, and because of that is the most important role on it. I will describe you today how can, and on the practical session. And here we have a Android schedulers, the main thread. Actually this scheduler in Rx Android library, and this is used to bring back the execution to the main thread. So whenever the main thread work, we need the Android schedulers to the main thread. It is a necessary part whenever we get access the RxJava and if you want to something from your observer. That means I already described you on my that video tutorial. One is observable and the other is your subscriber. So we are the subscribers and we want something from the observable. Okay, so we need this main task, and under main task if you want to go with uh, computations or input output schedulers, so we need these kind of schedulers be there. So I will describe you, but once I will see the Android Studio works. And okay, so let's start it on the Android Studio. First, we have to create these three things: user database, user DO, and user model. So you can learn how we can implement it very easily in Android. Okay, so let us start in Android Studio. Yes, so first we have an your Gradles. You just put it whatever be here and then compile or sync it. These are the annotation processor and compilations we need it. I will upload this talk so you can download it from the GitHub. So that's simple room, runtime, lifecycle compilers, and these libraries we have RxJava, Rx Android that we needed. Okay, so this is our layout, and in which just simple design B, we have a add data, get data, and simple list in it. Just we have to add the data and then get the data. So this is our main activity. Now we have to start the work. And okay, so first we have create packages. So these are remote package to get access the things, and this is our database. If you are using the view models, then you create a view model, but I'm using directly accessing first, then we'll describe you in the view model. And if you want to be worked like that, so we have a previous tutorials, you can do that using the view models. So that's easy also. So here we need adapter for the okay. The first mandatory thing is we need the three files as we discussed in a doc. Number one is your user database, user DAO, and user model. So we have to create that. So first we have create, I'm telling this opposite, not from the database, I'm telling from the model, so you can create the things easily, you can discriminate the things what's going on there. Okay, so this is our employee. If we take any model, that's called be the employee model we have. Okay, so how we can implement it? So easy, you can say it is our entity, and whenever you have entity, so that means we have to work with this entity, and here we have a table name, and table name I'm saying it is a employee. So it's if you want to give the same entity table name or different, whatever you want. So here you can see that this model we work in two phases, one for the database and other for our model. So this is our class employee, and at if you want to work with the primary key, it becomes so easy. You say it is a auto generated true, sorry, auto generated true. And then for this we need a primary key value, so that's your public int, this is your emp id. So easy. Okay, now we have to work with the other information of the column info. In this info we have a name, and in this name whatever be your column, you give the name. I'm giving your um, first name. Okay, and here this is your public string first name. So this is your first information of this column, and I'm just simply adding the first name and last name. If you want to more work, you can put employee salary, employee, whatever be the your information related to the employee, you can do that. This is your last name, this is your last name. So we have to add the first name and last name in our model, and this is our generate constructor. So we have to pass these two things because the MPID already be auto increment, so no need of that. Just pass two things be here, and so easy. And here we have to create getter setters. Getter setters all three, because of if you want to your get ID, get MPID also want to see that, so you can see on a list. So these be ready. This is our very simple structure of the entity, or we can say it our model. So entity is our model. Now we have to work with the second phase, and second important phase of the room is you have to create the interface, not a class. You have to create the interface. On that's be your employee DAO. Okay, so that's your data access objects in which you put all your queries. So for that, what to do? You just put it as a at DAO. You see here, that is the annotation. Yeah, that's great. And I will make one video for how you can create your custom annotations. That's also be very important, because of our work become very easy if you are using these annotations on the project. Okay, so this is our public interface EMP. Here you put here the queries, you put all your queries be here. The first query, so see, query is very easy here. You can say your select star from what the name is employee. And here how you can get your data, because of we are working with RxJava, so either you use the observable or a flowable. I'm using, because of observable we already work, so I'm using today, that is your flowable. Okay, so here you have to put the list, and in this list what we have employee, and that employee, this is your get employee, you can say it, and alt enter. Yeah, so this is our query, and this is you have to select a star from employee. That means you can select your data here, and here we have to insert, which we have to put from our button at site. So this is your void insert employee, and here this is our method, and in it we have to insert our employee. That's it. So only two methods we work here. If you want to work with the delete, update, you can put all your queries for this DAO here. Okay, so the last is your database, and for that we have to make a employee database. So easy. Okay, so for this, what to do? Simply you say add database. You see the annotation for the database. Which entities you use? You have to put your entities here. I am using the employee dot class. Okay, and here you have a version of your database. So I'm putting the one as you put it the database versions in your simple SQLite. So that's be here, and here it's a restriction or the rule of uh, room that you have to make always be the abstract kind of employee, and here this is our extends be a room database. Okay, so these things be fine, and here one more thing we have to put, that's be your public abstract method for the employee DAO. So these are because of this database works for the query, and query is on in your data access object. So we need this method as a get empdao. Simple. So that's the enough work to make your these three files. So already we have built all the things here in very easy way. You have to make your database, then you have to put your queries in your employee DAO, and then you have to work simply model, nothing else. So no need of these things, just close. Okay, and now we have to go for our remote accessing for this database. So we need a class that is your data manager. So if you have watched my previous video tutorials in which I have worked with this data manager class, so uh, that is that in main activity I fetch the data for the voyages, and you can fetch your data inside your view models also, as in my other tutorial I already described to you. So wherever you want you can do it. So this is a separate remote and database, we have a separate, you can get these things easily anywhere. Okay, so for this what we need a context. This is a private context, this is your context, and you have to make a constructor data manager, and in this you can say it is your context, and this is your this dot context is equals to context. So easy, that's it. And here you have to create the methods, but because of we have to make our methods and I want to check it whether this be happen or not, that means data be added or fetch the list, these things we happen. So we need these methods interfaces in your main activity. So for that I already described in my previous tutorial what to do. You need a interface data callbacks in which you make all your methods which you needed on your data callback. Okay, and this is your interface. So at this time we are adding the data, so we need a data added. First method be here and void error added. So that means if there be the error, so you can do it, or you can give any name, and if your data be added, so that means that be the result. Okay, so this is our data manager class, and here you have to create a method. You can say it your public void add data, and in it, that is the important method in which everything be here, our RxJava main code be here. So here you can say it's your data callbacks be here, data callback comma, you have to insert what final, that is your string first name and final string last name. Okay, so everything be in your this data manager. And what important thing is that you have to make a private employee database. You can get access this database here because of we have to make the DB in which we have to put these things. So how we can make this DB? You have to make it as a room dot, you can say, database builder. So and when you call this method, that means it build your database, and then you can see your or you can insert your values in your tables. Okay, so here you can say this is the context, and if you work directly this method in your main activity, so this get application context also works. And here you can say it employee database dot class, and you have to put the name of database be here. This is your employee.db. Okay, and I'm making the name of this, and dot you have to build. So this thing becomes so easy in by your room. No need to effort, no need to be the hard work, just very simple. And here as I describe you that we have to work with the compute table, and so for the compute table, that means we have to compute the things using the RxJava. So that's your from action, and this is your new actions. There will be the method, and here the most important task be I will describing you, that is your schedulers. So what the schedulers works, that means schedulers are one of the main component in the RxJava. They are responsible for performing the operations of the observables. So here I'm using the IO because of if we don't use it, that means we need to get access the things, we have to store some things, and we want to file access permissions with there. So that's be your schedulers.io. If you don't use it, that means it give you the error that you can't create your, or you can't get access to your database there. So that's the important scheduler. And then we have other schedulers also. I will describe you one by one in other videos. That is your computations, single, immediate, and executor. And the last thing that is the most important scheduler is that is Android schedulers dot main thread. It always work with your main method. So it is in under the Rx Android library. So I'm using these to be here. And for this, what to do, you can say it is dot observe all. You see the scheduler. So this is our main scheduler, that is Android scheduler dot main thread. Okay, and then you have to work with your subscribe, and subscribe you can say it IO. So this is your schedulers dot IO. Okay, and then we have the next is your subscribe. So that is we are the subscribers, so we need a new computable observer. So that means our methods be ready, very easy way. Okay, so this is the your callbacks be here, your first name last name we have to put. This is observe, that is for the main thread we have to work. Then we have IO schedulers for to get accessing, and then computable observer, that means it compute the things for us for the subscribers. So that needed okay, so we have to put something. So this was just like as we do, as we are working with our async task. So the same things we it's very easy in RxJava. So what to do, you can say it is your employee, and this is your employee, and new employee, and here you have to put your first name and last name, whatever with the fields you put here. And then what is the name of our employee database, that is the employee database, you can say it, that is your get employee data, because of we have to run the query, so we go for this, and then we have to insert our employee, or this is our employee. So that's very easy, in a very easy way it works. And now on complete, we have a data callback dot data added, and if there be the error, so data callback dot error added. Okay, okay, now we have to call these things in a main activity. So for this you have to make a private data base sorry, what is the name? Data manager. Okay, so this is a data manager. Yeah, so this is our, and here you can say it's your new data manager, this. Okay, and if you want to work with this, it also you can create your statics like a singleton instance for this for everywhere, but I'm using the one way, so do it. And here we can say it, we have to add the user, so we need the add callbacks methods be here, so implements your data callbacks. So data callback be here and say alt implement methods. Now this is our buttons, so buttons name be your get data and send data. So this is your button your send data. Yeah, you can say send button and get button, and here you simply say your send button, or likewise the simple old way, and copy paste it. And this is our set and get. Now we have to work with the list view also, but not at this time. First we have to put the values in database, then on the second phase we can get these things, making a custom adapter. Okay, so here you can say it, this is our send button dot set on click listener, new on click listener. Okay, and here you can say it your data manager dot add data, and you can say it is a main activity dot this comma your first name, so say first one, and this is your last one, so that, and this is our, yeah. And if you want to see that your data be added or error be there, so what to do, okay, so make a show function show toast. This is your string message, and here you can say it toast dot make text to your text your message your length long dot show. Okay, and you can say it your show toast data added, and here you can say it show toast error. So that's be a simple work. Okay, let's see it on the Genymotion what happened in it. Okay, so let's see what happened in it. Yeah, so here we have our add data, and when we add it, yeah, you can see it is data added. Okay, so here one more data we have to add, last two true. Run this again, so you can see this is on a list, still it running. We have to create a list for this also. So for list we need one more method here, that means void your load employee data. So in it we have to load our list, so that means we have a list of employee and your employee list, and say alt enter. Okay, so this is our, and here it give the error that we have to make one more method, load data. That's fine. And in your data callback, find everything in your data manager. Yeah, so you have to create one more method here for this, public void load data. So here we have to load our data. That means we need again final data callback, and under this callback we have to say employee database. That's be your, yeah, you can say it directly, don't go with this, say get your DAO, and we have to execute the query for the get employee. And as it works, so we can say it subscribe on, and this is your schedulers. That means we have to fetch our data .io, and here that is the same work. For the fetching the data we need observe on, and you can put it observe on before. This is your Android schedulers dot main thread, and this is our main subscribe for fulfilling the request. This is your subscribe, and here you can say it new consumer. So that's the other way approach you can if you want to fetch the data here. So here we have a accept method. So in this method we can fetch our data, and you can say it here, that is database callback dot load employee, and here with the loading, and this is your employees. That's easy. So we can get our data under your main activity here. So for this what we need an inner layout and your custom adapter. So do that work first, and here what we have one more layout we have to work on that. So that's it, your layout resource file, and here you can say inner layout. Indexing scanning file to index is working, so it may be take a time maybe. Okay, so this is our text. Just simply make it a linear, and this is your wrap content. This is orientation vertical, and here background color be your green too. Okay, so that's it, and here we have a text view, match parent, wrap content, and this is our ID, and under the ID you can say it our first name, and this is our text size, this is your 20 dp. It hangs, just wait for this. Okay, so that's it. Okay, and margin top be 20 dp. That's it, and just we have to copy paste and give it here the last name, and also be your text color be a white and text color be a white. So that's a simple layout in which we have to work, and we have to make, okay sir, till we can say it, you can say add data and one more data, maybe two data. I think previously I will click it 2 times. Okay, let's see whatever be in our list we can see it. Okay, and then we have to create a custom adapter in it, and you know how to make custom adapter easily. So this is our custom adapter extends. We have to do it fast. This is your base adapter, and alt enter, implement the methods fast, and then just make a public custom adapter. This is your what we needed, your private context and one more thing we needed, this is your private list, and that list your employee, and that is your employee list. Okay, and say alt enter. So these two things we have to pass in it. This is your context, and this is your list of your employee, and this is your employees or employee list. Okay, so here you can say it, this dot context is equals to your context, and this dot employee list is your employee list, and one more thing we needed, that is your layout inflator. So we can say it is a layout uh, layout inflator, and you can say it simply layout inflator is equals to um, layout inflator dot from this context. Okay, so that's it. And here whatever we need, here we need a size of this array list. So employee list dot, we have a size. Okay, and here you have a get item. So for that get item, you can say it your employee list dot get, and this is your I. Okay, and item IDs just leave it, and this is our view. And in this view what we have to do, you just create a one class folder be here, that is your, you can create your class view holder, and in this class what we have, in this class we have a text view first name comma last name. Okay, so that's be here. And one more thing, here you have to say that your view holder be your view holder, that is your null at in the start level. What happened? Okay, and then you can say it if you are, I think we did it many times, you are convert okay, make it a position, make it a convert view, and make it a parent. So if your convert view is equals to null, I change these parameters because the things be clear to you, what is the converted view and what is. So you can say it is your convert view, and that view be works on your layout inflator, say inflate, and here what we have a r dot layout dot inner layout, and alt enter. First you have to do import the class, and this is your null. Okay, and this our convert view be ready. So here we need a holder view holder, that is the new view holder, and for this view holder what we do, we need a view holder dot first name, and that first name we have to convert for our text view, and that is your convert view dot dot what to do, dot your find view by id, and that's the your id, and your um, first name. Okay, yeah, and just copy paste it. This is your last name, this is your last name. That's it. And now you have to check the things here. Convert view dot set tag as your which kind of view holder type, and else the condition be your get tag. So for the get tag, that is your view holder, and if already be there, so this is your typecasting view holder and your convert view dot get tag. That's it. That means you have to get the things, and here you can say it. This is your employee, and this employee you can say it is the employee, and in this employee your get item, and this is your position. So on particular position be your item, and so it is your view holder dot first name dot set text, and that's be your employee dot get first name. Okay, and here just copy paste it, and this is your last name, and this is your get last name. Everything be fine, and you have to return your convert view be here. That's it. So your custom adapter be ready, and here we have to call these things. So private custom adapter, and here you can say it a list view is your list view find view by id r dot id dot list view, and fine, everything is fine. List will be there, everything is there. Okay, so in your load imply data, so this is your custom adapter is equals to new custom adapter, and say this comma employee list. Okay, so that list we have to pass in it, and list view dot set adapter, that's your custom adapter. Everything is fine. Okay, so now it's running. We have to create the listener. So our listener is get button dot set on click listener new on create listener. Okay, and here you can say just simply data manager dot load data, and this is your main activity dot this. So we can fetch our data be like this. Okay, so we have to run and see what happens. Click it. So this is your first one, last one, so that's our data. So that's very easy to work with this room and RxJava. Hope this is a good tutorial for you, and you will work on that or test on that, and I will upload these things on GitHub also, so you can share or work on practice on this. Thank you so much for the day. We have to wind up. Thank you.